Hey everyone, welcome back to Warren's Everyday English. Glad to see you back and hope you've been well. Today, we're going to talk about expressions related to the morning. The morning is a big part of our day as there are so many things we do in the morning specifically. So naturally, a lot of our expressions come from situations that arise in the morning. So without wasting any further time, let's get right into it. I'm going to go over the complete scenario and then break down each section in detail. Jimmy was so nervous about the meeting at work tomorrow that he didn't sleep a wink. Jimmy didn't hear his alarm go off in the morning, and he ended up missing his bus to work. It usually takes him about 50 minutes to get ready in the morning, but it took only 15 minutes today. Jimmy always goes jogging and takes a shower in the morning to start the day off. But he didn't have time to jog today because he woke up late. A cup of coffee really helps get him going in the morning, and he always picks up a cup of coffee on the way to work. He really needed a cup of coffee today, but he didn't have time to drop by the coffee shop. Even though he woke up late, he managed to get to work on time by getting a ride from a coworker. He hasn't been sleeping much this week since he had been preparing for the meeting. So he decided to sleep in since tomorrow is Saturday. So let's go over these sentences in detail. Jimmy was so nervous about the meeting at work tomorrow that he didn't sleep a wink. Not sleep a wink. Here, this expression means barely sleeping or getting almost no sleep. So here, we're saying that Jimmy was so nervous about the meeting at work tomorrow that he barely got any sleep the night before. Another common phrase we can say to imply that you didn't sleep much is barely got any sleep. This means maybe you only slept a few hours. The word barely is an interesting word used to emphasize and basically say almost didn't. So for example, I barely made it to the train station. Here, meaning that you were late and almost missed your train. Or, our sales were so low this month, we barely made a profit. Here, meaning that our profits this month were so low that we were almost negative. Jimmy didn't hear his alarm go off in the morning, and he ended up missing his bus to work. So go off is used a lot in the scenario when we talk about alarm clocks or alarms. Go off meaning that the alarm started ringing. We can also use go off in scenarios where we talk about fireworks. We went to the beach to see the fireworks go off. End up. So end up is an expression meaning resulting in because of something or someone. Basically, because of something or someone, the result was something happened. So we can say, for example, because my alarm clock battery died while I was sleeping, it never rang in the morning and I ended up waking up late. Or, because of the amount of work I had at the office, I ended up leaving late. I ended up missing my bus. I ended up getting home at 11 p.m. So usually verb plus ing form is followed after end up.
Whatever you have, you'll end up reducing more of your debt over the course of a year.
I end up eating the entire thing by myself and then regretting it later.
So they end up making 10K a month even more easily.
But you can also use adjectives after end up. Like for example, ended up dead, ended up late, ended up sick, ended up alive.
Make sure that it doesn't end up dry or lumpy.
Too often, these migrating elephants end up stuck inside communities.
So in the original sentence we first talked about, we're saying that Jimmy didn't hear his alarm clock ring in the morning, and because of this, he missed the bus. It usually takes him about 50 minutes to get ready in the morning, but it took only 15 minutes today. It takes someone time. This is a pattern, so it takes is a frequently used pattern we use when we talk about time or numbers, and how long something takes, or from a number perspective, how many is required. So here's some samples with objects. It takes me a long time to get there. It took him 3 hours to put together the table. It'll take me about 2 hours to finish this report. So here's a few more samples without objects. It takes only 10 minutes to get there. It took 3 hours to get to the beach by bus. It'll take an hour to finish my homework. It takes 3 hours to get to the beach by bus. And here's an example different from the sentences above. It takes 3 people to unbox this TV. In this sample, we're not referencing time, but we're saying that because the TV is so large and heavy, it requires 3 people to unbox the TV. Get ready. Get ready is a frequently used expression meaning to prepare. We use this expression a lot when we talk about preparing for something. For example, if you were leaving your house at 7 a.m. in the morning, you would get ready by doing the following, right? Taking a shower, eating breakfast, and putting on your clothes. If it was someone's surprise birthday and they were going to walk into the room, you would get ready by getting the cake, lighting the candle, right? So here, the example is saying that it typically takes him 50 minutes to prepare or get ready in the morning, but it only took 15 minutes today. Jimmy always goes jogging and takes a shower in the morning to start the day off, but he didn't have time to jog today because he woke up late. Start the day off. So, start the day off is an expression used to talk about a habitual behavior, pattern, or habit that one does every morning before doing anything. It could be for any reason, such as health reasons, out of habit, for example. Without doing this, it would feel strange to the person. For instance, John starts off the day by doing 100 sit-ups and 100 push-ups. Or, Jane always starts the day off with a glass of beet juice.
It's very typical of Mexican culture to start the day off with eggs.
It's Monday morning at the office, and you've got to start the day off right with a little caffeine.
There's still at least 5 things that I do every morning to start the day off.
So wake up versus get up. Get up is another word meaning to wake up. These words are interchangeable. So, for example, I woke up at 11 a.m. today, or I got up at 11 a.m. today. So in this sentence, we're saying because of a daily morning habit, Jimmy always goes jogging and takes a shower in the morning. However, he didn't have time to jog today because he woke up late. So how do you start the day off? For me, I start off my day by eating a quick breakfast and then taking a shower before I head off to work. A cup of coffee really helps get him going in the morning, and he always picks up a cup of coffee on the way to work. He really needed a cup of coffee today, but he didn't have time to drop by the coffee shop. Get someone going. So get someone going means that something energizes the person or fills the person with energy. So for a lot of people, coffee or an energy drink gets them going. Pick up? Pick up is an expression meaning to go and purchase usually food or drinks and eat or drink somewhere other than the place you purchased it at. You may go to McDonald's, for example, to pick up some food and then bring it back to the park to eat. So for instance, hey, let's go pick up some burgers and eat at the park. Sometimes people use the word grab, but in the case with grab a lot of times means to eat or consume at the location where you purchased the food or beverage. For example, let's grab some beers after work.
They want a mobile order and pick up their coffee.
Yesterday, he dropped by a popular Virginia restaurant to grab a burger with his pal Joe.
On the way to. So on the way to is a phrase meaning while you are heading to your main destination. In many cases, while you were heading to your main destination, something happened. So if you were to fill gas in your car on your drive to the beach, you might say, we got gas on our way to the beach. If you got a flat tire while driving to the beach, you might say, on our way to the beach, we got a flat tire. So let's practice this pattern a little bit more. I dropped by a store on my way home. I'm on my way. I'll be there in 10 minutes. On my way to work, I saw Jane at the bus stop. So in this main sentence, we're saying that a cup of coffee always energizes him in the morning, and he always buys a cup of coffee while going to work. But he couldn't buy one today. Even though he woke up late, he managed to get to work on time by getting a ride from a coworker. Manage to is an expression meaning able to do something or complete something by figuring out a way to do so. I managed to assemble the desk by looking at some YouTube videos. They managed to finish the project by working all day on Saturday and Sunday. So the next sentence, he hasn't been sleeping much this week since he had been preparing for the meeting. So he decided to sleep in since tomorrow is Saturday. Sleep in is a common phrase used when you want to express that you will sleep more than usual or more than the normal amount. Maybe you wake up at 6 a.m. every day to get ready for work, and now maybe it's Friday night, you're exhausted, and your friend says, "Hey, let's meet tomorrow at 10 a.m. for breakfast," but you're tired, haven't slept much this week, so you tell your friend, "Hey, let's meet for brunch instead. I'm exhausted from work this week, and I'm going to sleep in tomorrow." So here we're saying that he hasn't been sleeping well this week, so he decided to sleep more than normal since tomorrow is Saturday. So I hope you learned a lot about morning expressions. As mentioned before, the mornings are a big part of our day, and they set the mood for the rest of the day. You know, we frequently talk about what we did in the morning or things that happened in the morning. In the next video, we'll cover expressions we frequently use in the evening settings, as evenings are also an important part of our daily life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.